So how are you planning on using Drisit for the county?
So we run a program at the county, a drone program, and we plan to use our drone program for several different projects in the planning department. Um, Along with that, we also are contracting out with other departments, and whatever other departments want to use drones for, we can provide those services as well. With Drisit specifically, we are very interested in the remote capabilities that Drisit has. Um, we we often have to participate in planning commission hearings and hearing officer hearings, where it would be helpful to have a live stream of a property streamed into the hearing room or even into a meeting. And that's something that we're really interested in doing in the future. So I think the Drisit will really benefit us in this matter, and hopefully we can take advantage of it.
How is the live nature of the streaming important, and how does it help you for it to be remote?
Right. So there's what we do is we respond to some complaints. A lot of the times, things that happen out in the field are not always happening 24/7. So sometimes, if we get a call where something's happening at that time, it might be happening for a good 2-3 hours. We'd like to go out at that time, and at the same time, if someone's in a meeting and they want to see what we're looking at, and something that might be happening at that time, then that's something that we want to stream. If we wait 2-3 hours, we might not catch whatever's going on that we want to catch on video. So that's how live streaming could help us.
And how do drone operations help your work in general?
Drone operations have been very impactful in the last 3 years, especially with COVID. With COVID, we had some restrictions on going out and conducting inspections. So when we started our drone program, we were able to go out to inspections and inspect from a far distance away. Obviously, we take every precaution necessary. We ask for permission for every property we visit, and but without outside of COVID, we also benefit from it because there's areas like today we flew something where we couldn't get out to a channel. We want to go assess the damage of a channel. We can go out very close. Get pictures, get video, and assess the damage. We can go out to properties where there's fire damage and assess the fire damage, which we've done before with the Parks and Rec. And also we monitor enforcement cases. So if there's a cleanup case with a large property, we can take overhead pictures and create a grid overlay, and then ask the property owner to focus on one grid per month.
Where do you see your drone program going in the future?
I think there's a lot of opportunities in the future with the drones. I'm pretty excited about it. I think Drisit will help us as well. But I think live streaming is one thing that's we're looking forward in the future. We're also looking towards contracting out with other departments and helping them out with their drone services. But with the planning department, I think there's a lot of opportunities to develop layers. There's a lot of environmental issues that we like to use drones for. There's a lot of regulations and new codes that will probably require us getting an inventory of natural habitation. So I think with drones we can definitely accomplish something that we're looking into and not even looking into.
What has been your experience dealing with drones and regulations?
So my experience with drones is, when we first started the drone program, we wanted to convince our management that drones were going to benefit our operation. And we went out and contracted someone out to do a drone flight on 3 properties. And we found a lot of benefit. On one of the cases, we found that a wireless antenna company wasn't around. We couldn't find who to contact. We went up with a drone, went as close to the drone as possible to get contact information that was listed on the antenna itself. Came back and was able to contact the owner. Also went out to industrial properties where we find that sometimes it's not safe to walk around those industrial properties. We went with a drone, and we even found gas tanks on top of the roof, which was very dangerous, and we were able to address that as well. In another case, we went out to the Antelope Valley, found large pieces of land that we would have to walk miles and miles before we got to a specific violation. We were able to use the drone, find the unpermitted illegal dumping on the site. We were able to locate the the coordinates and identify the property owner.
That's fascinating. Those are great stories. Any other stories that come to mind from using drones in your work?
So I also I serve as a hearing officer for the county, and I like to conduct site visits for every case um, that I see. And so when I go out, sometimes I'll use a drone, especially if it's a big property. The last hearing I did was for a religious facility out in San Dimas, and it was somewhere around 6-7 acres. With a drone, I was able to conduct my site visit in minutes, whereas if I was to do it by foot, it'd probably be hours. So it's a time-saving factor as well.
Did your folks find it difficult to get certified for as drone pilots?
Not at all. I think FAA has a good program where we followed. We have 11 drone pilots right now, and they all passed the FAA test, so it was pretty simple.
Thank you so much.
Sure.